Welcome to Music and Medicine. Welcome to Music and Medicine. Welcome to Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis. Welcome to Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis. I'm excited today to be with Kalonda. She came in from St. Louis, a young singer who also has done some acting. So we're going to get into that. And welcome.
Thank you. Thank you
so
for
much
having me.
Us. Absolutely.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you. And I wanted to make sure we could share that with others. Talk to us about why music is your muse. Why did you get interested in pursuing that as a career?
Wow, yes, music is embedded. I come from a family of entertainers.
Yes.
And just grew up with it in the household. I remember just watching my mom play the records, and we dance and bop in the living room.
Sure.
And so I had no choice, it was fulfilling, to the soul. And so once she threw me into music, into a big choir out of no choice, right, of my own, it spiraled from there. I just found a love and a passion for it.
Sure. We were talking earlier about sort of really appreciating the old school. Who are some of the artists, whether old or new, that you love or listen to or like?
Yeah, I love Etta James is one of my favorites.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, I will keep her on repeat.
Sure. Sure.
I definitely love Michael Jackson and Prince, and so I, have a wide variety of entertainers that I actually love. So I really don't have any set favorites because I love all types of music.
Absolutely. It's not often you get to hear somebody so young speak about Etta. What is it about her sound or what she represented that spoke to you?
It's the pure voice that you hear in the music, especially back then. You can hear her soul and, what maybe she might have been enduring because times are different then.
Right.
And to be an artist and so amazing during that time of, racial discrimination and all types of, adversities that we faced.
Sure.
To just hear it through her music is amazing. We didn't have all the things to cover the voice.
Sure, yes.
It was just natural, it was pure, and then you can just feel her soul in it. So I just always gravitated to her, and it's some of my favorite music to cover when I do live shows. So.
Sure, absolutely. What type of music, speaking about covering, do you, or it speaks to your heart? I know probably it's R&B, but why that genre?
R&B, it's a lot of passion behind R&B. I dance as well, so I do listen to the rap and things only when I have to perform and dance. But outside of that, R&B is smooth. It is definitely softer, right? Yeah. And you can do it while you're cleaning the house or when you're laying down to go to bed. You can play some nice music. I can't go to sleep bouncing, so. So yeah, I love R&B. The word choices to me are always gravitating towards those particular songs and what they're speaking about, and so it's a great genre of music that I love personally.
Absolutely. And you've done some acting as well. Talk to us about the work that you did with Mr. Payne.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, Carl Payne, he was hilarious to work with. I was honored to have an opportunity to play his wife. It was on a movie pilot. Okay. And so I met him that day and got on set that day with him. And so literally he kind of didn't stick to any script. So I spent 3 days learning my script and thinking I was going to be right on point with him, and literally it went out the window. But it was good for me because being that was my first major role with a celebrity who's been on TV for decades, who I've watched growing up, to be able to play so close-knit with him and have to bounce off of him, it really made me spike my game up kind of immediately. When it came to acting, I was used to theater, a lot of theater work, but that was like my first major film work with him. And so I was honored. I learned a lot, and he poured a lot into me. He poured a lot out of me. And it was definitely a humbling experience.
Sure. Tell us about sort of what that's like, because I think many times people see someone on TV and they just figure like, like, oh, they just learn those lines in a couple of minutes, or they're just reading from a prompt. What is it really like to actually get lines down and then be able to respond on cue? And in this case, basically almost have to improv because you're not exactly sure where your colleague's going.
Yeah. So I, like I said, had 3 days to learn all of my lines because I actually was filling in for someone who fell ill. And so they called me like, can you act? And I was like, sure. So it was literally a rush situation, but there are no teleprompters. There's nothing you can do outside of memorizing as much as you can, having cues to when your time is to come back in based off of, your co-actors' parts. But as I stated, Carl did not, he didn't help me in that category at all. But it made it even better. I think it naturally happened between the both of us. When he raised his voice, I raised mine. So we were arguing and, on skit. It was a lot of added to it that was not in script. And so it just made it a better experience. It's definitely, you can take over and over and over again, and it gets better and better every time. But I would say, learning your lines is great, but I've learned that is not always going to be, what you end up falling back on. It's more so the interaction with your co-partner.
Absolutely. No, and it's a good point. We've spoken to some actors who've told us that day they're changing the script and or rewriting or things of that nature. After you've already come and prepped, so to speak, and you're with what little breaks you can trying to, and then sometimes changing it, literally down to the hour. So a lot of pressure. What are some of the experiences you've had along your journey that you really sort of look back on with fondness?
Well, I mean, oh my goodness, I had an opportunity when I was 21 to work with a lot of industry individuals who poured into me as well. I had a record deal back then with a group. I actually was found and put in the group because I danced as well. So every experience, for me has been rewarding, has been fun, has been, a learning experience for me. Everyone I've met, everyone that I've had an opportunity to sit and talk to, everyone ahead of me in the industry I found to be inspiring. I'm a forever student, forever learning.
I love that.
And so for me, I can't pinpoint just exact moments because I've met some amazing people. I had a chance to sit in the studio with Static Major, to work right hand with him, to be poured into by him doing engineering, which I'm like, that is not, I'm supposed to be singing, but I'm like, how do you do this? So having those experiences, got opportunities to sit down with Barry Hankerson and perform for him, and just, those journeys have been amazing. Even now, working with, Cora Anthony Payne, have an opportunity through my music today to work with some amazing producers who have been out here 3-time Grammy nominated. And so I have no specific moment. Every moment is meaningful. Every moment I'll carry with me throughout my journey, and just remember who, I've had an opportunity to sit with, and remember what they told me, as far as moving forward as an artist.
Absolutely. You were modest. We actually had tried to catch up with you and we couldn't last winter when you were working with a modest young person also named Stevie Wonder.
Oh my goodness.
So I've been following you since then.
Thank you. Thank you.
Talk to us about that experience.
Oh my God, amazing. When I say the opportunities fall in my lap. I am blessed to have an amazing publicist as well who line a lot of these things up, but I tend to get a lot of interesting calls just out the blue. I get inboxes, and I'm just always like, I'm a people person. So I'm going to talk to whoever reaches out.
And that's a good way to be.
Yeah, I'm a people person. And so just having any legendary individual to work with, just knowing their grind and how they started. And so my thing is, I'm always asking those questions when I'm in their presence, like, what is it like? What does this journey have been for you? And how are you today? What made you who you are today? Because music is different, I think, from back then to now, and so I would just say, I'm never too shy to ask questions, to be in their face, and that's just who I am, within respect. And so those opportunities, they just, you know, my friends say, you just overlook everything that happens. Like, I would be on the floor. And for me, I'm just like, no, I'm grateful.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
I'm excited about them. And I just think every moment is just as amazing as the next. So, you know, I'm grateful for all of that.
Sure. Well, it's a great segue into your music. Talk to us about the songs that you've released. I know you've got more coming out soon as well.
Yes. So I released my first single, which was Too Soon.
Yes.
That was amazing. I do all of 90s music on back, so it'll continue to go backwards. I got some Motown feel that's coming out as well. Okay. And then I released It's You in June, and then now I'm going to be releasing Slow It Down, and it's featuring Petey Wistro. He's a rapper from St. Louis, but he's coming out as well with some things with some celebrity artists on his music. So it's been a great journey. I have a lot of great feedback because the era that it is in, it's kind of reminding people of you know, why music is important, why it feels good, and you know, so it's been fun. I would say that.
Absolutely. Give us a setup for Too Soon and what we might get to interpret through your eyes, through your ears.
Oh man, for Too Soon. So that one, man, I immediately hearing the music, I was like, okay, I wanted to always just focus on something that made me feel good, and so I can be my authentic self through what I deliver to the world. And so for me, hearing the music first, I was like, oh man, this is a no-brainer. Right. So, you know, writing it, I wanted simple. I wanted to take me back when I went skating, and you know, when I can drive home after skating and not worry about, you know, something happening to me. It was a safe time in my life in the 90s. And so for me, I was just like, yeah, let me create something in that era. And when I did it, you know, talked about a guy at a skating rink and him trying to talk to me, and I'm like, hey, that's too soon to give it up. We're gonna talk. I like you. We can kick it. So yeah, that's pretty much the vibe of it. It just gives you that 90s era, everything about where you were in that moment during the 90s and this music and how it makes you feel. So relaying that through the video as well was fun. And I'm glad it came across, because everyone that talks to me about it, like, oh, I feel it. I felt the energy in that. I went skating when I was in the party room. And so, yeah, it did what I needed it to do. And so it feels good through that.
No, well, you definitely emit a positive vibe. One of the things that's interesting is, even though you're very young, what advice might you give, given the experiences you've already had, to somebody who's sort of just getting into music? Maybe it's just the first thing that they've done. They haven't had as many projects as you have. That you might advise some young lady that's coming up and wants to be just like you.
Oh man, well then, no, just kidding. Well, no, I would say just being true to who you are. You know, that's important. I'm always thinking about what the next generation will see. And so for me, I like to keep the positive energy and just, you know, being true to what tone I'm setting across the world. You know, when I'm delivering my music, what will people receive from that? And I always want people to see me through what I do. You know, I'm fun, I'm vibrant, I'm outgoing, but I am a unification person. I love everybody, and so I just, you know, always wanted to deliver that in what I do. So just staying true to that in my music was important. I didn't want to do anything unless that's what I was able to do. Maintaining
that purity. Our show is called Music and Medicine, and what do those words mean when you hear them?
Music is therapy. It definitely is. It's therapeutic. And so, you know, when you're listening and you are like, depending on the moment that you're in, whether it's gospel music, whether it's country, rock, it doesn't matter the genre. You may find something that resonates inside you in your heart, or pinpoint your heart and your mind in that moment, depending on where you are in life. So I always consider music therapy. It definitely is. And it's never ending, right? We need it.
Exactly right. We need it every day, all the time. No, I couldn't agree more. Where can we find you and on your socials?
Oh, wow, yes. I am on Kalonda K across across the globe. So it's definitely KalondaK.com, which is my website. It gives you links to all of my music, videos, and everything that's upcoming. And then I'm on social media, Kalonda K as well. So that's how you find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm new to TikTok, but I'm trying to get it myself. Yeah, I'm learning that. But I'm on all of them. So yes, that's how you find me.
Sure, absolutely. And we would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to, as you were mentioning her before, Desiree.
Oh, yeah.
Who made this possible, Desiree Benson.
Definitely.
And I appreciate that you speak so highly of her, and we're talking about sort of how she has really also helped. What can be the benefits of a great publicist?
Wow, yes. They can put you in the places that you need to be, honestly. You know, she is definitely not just a publicist for me. She's actually a mentor throughout this journey, because she's like, Kalonda, why are you still in St. Louis? You know, she gets on me and she's like, you're beyond that. You need to move, and, you know, but I'm going to bring you where you need to be. And that's what's important, you know, that she is a good person first. And then secondly, that she can put me in places where I need to meet people or have opportunities to expand, or, you know, get my music more out there and get who I am out there. And so that's important, you know, because you can't do it on your own most of the time. You have to know somebody.
Right, exactly. And the personalities are similar. She's very bubbly, outgoing, she's not shy. She'll introduce herself, and that's so important. But no, it meant a lot to us that you'd be willing to come so far just to meet our humble production and things like that. So we want to make the day a little bit more special. So thanks so much for coming, making our day special.
No, thank you. I'm honored, and I appreciate you creating a platform for us to say who we are, basically. So without you, we wouldn't be able to do this. So
absolutely, yes. And that's what we see as our mission, because we think that it's important. While it's great to talk to legends and people who've done some amazing things, you never know where people will go. And it's really great to encourage people who are coming up and who are already making a mark as you are, and then, as you implied, to reach back and pull others up as well. So, so we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Welcome to Music and Medicine. Welcome to Music and Medicine. Welcome to Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis.